Good afternoon. I'm Sarah Lay, as Mike said. I'm going to kick off with a little video. So we'll roll that first.
One of the things I love about BrilliantYOU is the idea that it is there to help you learn something every day. The BrilliantYOU platform strives to give people the opportunity to get nuggets to learn every day, to deepen their experience, to deepen their skills and expertise, all through best-in-class learning opportunities.
We had the idea of a corporate university. How could we expand Crotonville to reach every employee and provide development opportunities?
The way that we've been able to do that through BrilliantYOU is making it easy for people to find resources on what they're interested in and what is good for their career development, but also learning from others and finding ways to get feedback from others or find what's working for them or not working for them.
We all have a different gift to give to ourselves, to our teams, to our company, to our families. And it's up to us to develop that. And that's going back to, what do leaders need to do every day? They need to learn every day.
We have people in 180 countries. We have hundreds of thousands of employees. How do we reach and impact all of them where they're at? The learner is at that center. It helps in the vision and in the mission of what we're trying to achieve. Social, personal, engaging learning experiences with the world's best learning opportunities.
I think that is in large part due to our leadership and the fact that we do keep learning, we do keep evolving, and we keep growing with the world around us. We rise to the challenge every time and we come together. That's what sets us apart from the rest.
We have a vision. We know what we want to go after. As I look at BrilliantYOU as this learning platform and experience, it's not a reflection of just our team, but of the GE community who's giving us the insights on how we move this ship forward. All right, so let's give a little context before BrilliantYOU. We'll go back to 2014 and give you a little bit of a setting of where we were as a company. So GE, a lot of shifts, right? 125-year-old company, is now a startup. We are becoming the digital industrial company. And what does that mean, right? You think about the disruption. We hear the term the VUCA environment. We're thinking design thinking, agile. 65% of our workforce was outside of the US, many in emerging markets. As I mentioned in the video, 180 different countries, over 300,000 employees. So we had a huge opportunity and a huge challenge. So now let's think about 2014 and where we were from an L&D. A lot of disruption. Thinking about where our employees were learning. And for Crotonville, which is the leadership development organization for GE, we were only impacting and reaching about 30% of our employees annually at that point. So you think about 30% of professional employees getting impacted or developed throughout the year. Huge opportunity. So what did we do? This is where BrilliantYOU comes in. But before there was a BrilliantYOU, we had a vision. And that vision was to know that we could reach each and every employee anywhere, anytime when they needed it. We kept them at the center of everything that we do, knowing that learning is coming from all over the place. So keeping with our vision, that has remained constant over the last 4 years of this journey. At the center of everything that we do, when we started and being in that startup design thinking, having a lot of opportunity with the change in mindset in the company, we did a lot of experimenting. We experimented with our learners. What did they want to learn? How did they want to learn it? Let's try it. Let's put things in front of them. So we talk about that user experience being most critical in making this vision a reality. And again, keeping that learner at the center. We don't put anything out that doesn't go in front of our learners. So that's evolved. The vision hasn't. That's stayed. So as we connect in the content, our BrilliantYOU is not just an aggregator, it is an experience that's personal, and we do that by connecting in maybe partners and aggregating and through integrated search. So we don't have to make everything. We don't necessarily have to buy. We can partner with our content that we deliver to our employees. We can let our learners be the teachers by opening up that opportunity and capability. And then how do we connect in other systems to help support that learning when they need it? So an example of that would be performance development. That was another big shift for us a few years ago. So now you're getting these ongoing conversations happening, insights. And as you get insights, how can learning connect in? And so a lot of things that we're doing to help reach our employees and impact them at the moments that matter and bring them learning to where they're at. So this is just a quick snapshot of the past 2 years as we look at the reach, which was one of our key drivers of expanding. And users, just a clarification on that, that's by device. So we don't have over 436 employees at the company, but that is by device. But what really this is painting the picture is the reach and engagement that we have within BrilliantYOU. And we consistently see that the time that they're spending learning continues to go up. So I want to take a few minutes and talk about some of the challenges and suggestions that I know many of us face. Our learners are already sharing. Learning is social, and we have to help facilitate that. We have to let go, and this has been difficult and a change for our organization, we have to let go of some of that control. One thing that we did, and as we did some of the assessment for BrilliantYOU before there was the platform, was looked around our own company. And if you think about Crotonville being leadership, great. We've got a nice little bucket, we do our thing, we deliver our training, and then you go over here and we're in the different businesses and they've got their technical training, and then you might go over to the functional training, and everybody has these great training opportunities for the learners. And within our company, we made it really damn hard for our employees, our learners, to find what they needed. And so by connecting in and giving the space for our employees to go, you had to let go of some of that control and work together across the different learning communities within our company to make that possible. And so that was one of our big challenges, is how do you remove some of those barriers? Because it's really great when you have your program that you want to control and hold on tight to where you're now maybe bringing it to a bigger platform. And again, that's keeping that learner at the center. What's going to be the best thing for the learner? I mean, for us, just as an example, we did an assessment of learning sites across GE. We had, imagine, 11 Word doc, a Word document of 11 pages long of URLs. Where the hell do I get started? So for us, bringing that together within BrilliantYOU and in providing the opportunity for maybe the Finance Academy, for the finance function to have a space and to, people to be able to still have the capability to present their lovely programs and training opportunities to employees in a nice curated way, but also connecting it into the broader ecosystem. So as a learner, if I'm going in and I'm looking for finance training, I'm going to find it. Or maybe I want to go and find something on Agile or Python. I can find that too. So the connections is opportunity and a challenge, right? As you think about maybe the different groups you have to go to make that possible. Another piece of this is the democratization of learning. right? Learning is social. People are learning. They're going out and finding what they need. And they're doing that within your own company, within your own systems. You know, how many of you received an email with an article from a coworker that said, hey, this is really cool, you should read it? Or you have experts within your own organization who might be doing a roundtable, a lunch and learn, presenting on something that they know. Why not capture it and allow them to share that with everybody? And that's really hard for us within learning at times, because we like to say, this is what this objective should be, this is what should fall under it, these are the things that you should experience or you should take. And to say, hey, Bob's an expert in that. Bob put some videos together. Let's let the company have access to that. We have to find ways to help facilitate that because it's already happening out there. How do we support that growth mindset? And so that was another big challenge or opportunity for us, coming from the leadership organization at least. Very much success. We filled that classroom. Let's count the butts and seats. We had really great scores. People liked what they got out of it. Rave reviews. Fabulous. But that's counting that formal learning, right? What about all the informal learning? Because that counts too. So within BrilliantYOU, I'll go back to the platform, we have the capability to make sure we're checking and people can say, hey, I've done this too, right? Mark this complete, I read this article, I watched this video. Because as you look at the comprehensive parameters of development, I'm learning all the time. We're all lifelong learners. So a lot of people like to be able to say, look, I did all these things. And that's a change in conversation as well as you start to think about your metrics. Because it's really easy to show those butts in seats. It's not so easy to say our learners are learning all the time. Just because they didn't complete it doesn't mean they didn't learn. And how do you measure that? If anybody solved that, come talk to me. Because that is a challenge, really changing the look at how you look at your data. If I go back to the data and insights that we get, we can look at what our learners are looking for. We know what they're engaging with. We know what they're not engaging with. We know if we communicate something and put something together, that brings awareness, that might get traction. But then also, how do you map it down to the performance? Right? So as you look at connecting more to the systems, and it might be systems you don't even think about. This is an opportunity to get really creative, and maybe your learning group doesn't talk to talent acquisition. Maybe you don't talk to the commercial sales group. How are there ways that you can make some new friends that really can help you as you think about that learner? And I know there's a lot of folks probably have done journey maps, moments that matter, things like that. And if you haven't, there's a lot of ways that learning can make an impact if you think about it a little differently. So that's some of the things that we've experienced, and we're still on the journey. So BrilliantYOU is a little over 2 years old now, and when we first launched, we had kind of our courses. We've built a great partner network that's been really successful. Again, going back to that, do we try to do it all ourselves? Or there's some really great partners out there that can help support us and bring some really great training to our employees and complement what we're doing. And so as we've evolved, different types of learning that you've done or you can bring to learners and connect in, it's limitless, right? As you think about what people are liking, what they want to learn. So with that, I'll close.